our close relationships, it can be hard to know what boundaries to have. So we're going to talk a little bit about setting those boundaries to improve our relationships. And we have Heather Burr in today to talk a little bit about, and I asked you in the break, are we talking about intimate relationships like in my marriage, or maybe with a new colleague setting boundaries? And you said that it covers
everything.
Okay.
It's important to have boundaries in your romantic relationships, and it's important to have boundaries in all of your other ones too. So, you know, you may have heard the saying that a boundaryless person is like an egg without a shell. It just kind of runs everywhere and kind of makes a mess. And so we want to talk about boundaries because if we're not a boundaried person, we're going to end up spending our energy in places that, well, basically everywhere. We're going to be helping people who, you know, want to ask for help, but maybe ask all the time, you know, and if we can't say no to those things, we're going to find ourselves exhausted. We're also going to find ourselves feeling resentful because though, you know, when we start to feel taken advantage of when we're not able to say no, or to say, well, I can help you now, but, or later, but, you know, I can't help you now, like those types of things. And then in marriage, you know, talking about having good boundaries in marriage, like we are not just, you know, like I am not 100% at my spouse's beck and call. I mean, that's a very unhealthy thing to do, and vice versa. And so to be able to say, you know, this is where I end and you begin. We need to know, you know, like I am not going to care more about your problem than you're going to care about it.
And I think it's important too, and you mentioned this, it doesn't necessarily, and we joke, it's not necessarily a bad thing, you know, because when we're like, oh, we're gonna set some boundaries with you, Chris, it's not a bad thing. It doesn't have to be mean.
No, and that's the thing. I think that I talk with a lot of people who are afraid to set boundaries because it does feel mean or unchristian, or, you know, like it's like, well, I want people to like me and I want to be nice. Well, at some point, you're going to get really tired of being nice and really maybe even bitter and resentful, you know, and then you start doing things out of obligation and not out of it like just wanting to serve others and love others well. I think boundaries allow us to love others well, because then we're offering our best to people in a time where we do feel energized and we do feel like we might be passionate about something, rather than just, you know, willy-nilly, I'm going to take care of this, and I'm going to fix this for you, and I'm going to go and spend all my energy on your thing and forget about mine.
What are some examples? What if you've been in a relationship for a long time, say, so like a marriage, and it's kind of, the boundaries weren't really set right away? Can you set them after a long time? And what would be an example?
That is a really great question, because I think that might be one of the most difficult, you know, scenarios. And so I think it's time to have just an honest conversation. It's not, you have to be, I think, very careful about emotions at that point, because you might be really ticked off, you know, if things have gone on for a long time. And so to be able to say, we need to change some things for both of our good. You know, this is for both of us, and you know, and the other person can ask for things, you know, as well, and just to say, I want to be able to be my best for you, and I feel like this is not like the way our arrangement right now, it's not allowing me to be my best.
Oh my goodness, you made that. Now I want to work on a relationship, because I was thinking if you're like, we need to talk and you need to change, that's not the way to do it. But yeah, I totally was on board with it. I need to remember that's how you talk to your husband. I want to be better for you, right? Was that not eye-opening?
It's not.
That's how you phrase it.
It's not I was weak, now I'm strong, screw you. It's I was weak, now I'm strong. Let's, you know, do this together.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I love it. So how do people get a hold of you?
I'm at Valley Christian Counseling Center, and the phone number there is 701-232-6224. And of course the website, valleychristiancounselingcenter.com.
Great advice. I hope you were taking notes there.
I was. I'm perfect. You fix yourself. We're good, right? That was so funny how you framed that.
Thank you. All right. Coming up next.